So there's a new push, this is a really interesting story, for defibrillators to be mandated in every floor of every courthouse in New Jersey. And leading the charge is Amy Vasquez, who tragically lost her husband, Peter.
Yeah, Amy Vasquez joins us now, as does Jeralyn Lawrence, the president of the New Jersey State Bar Association. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Can you give us a little bit of insight into Peter's story and how all of this came about?
Well, thank you again so much for bringing attention to this story. And I'd like to thank President Jeralyn Lawrence for being here to support this and to really lead the charge from the New Jersey State Bar Association. So in 2011, my husband was an attorney, and he was at the Gloucester County Courthouse, and he was waiting for one of his client's cases to be called when he went into sudden cardiac arrest. When he went into sudden cardiac arrest, there, wasn't a defibrillator that was near enough for the time that had elapsed for my husband to go without oxygen. And he eventually died 4 days later at the hospital.
Oh my goodness. So then, Amy, again, if you can just kind of explain why is that easy access to the defibrillator so important, especially to have at the ready in public places like courthouses?
Well, there's only seconds and minutes counts for lives to be saved in this instance. A defibrillator was brought in my husband's case, but it was located on a different floor. I believe it was in the basement, and that's great that the courthouse had one. But unfortunately, it takes time to get up to the floor where my husband was. And too much time had elapsed. Every minute counts. There's really a window of 2 minutes for there to be assurances of survival. So and without a person suffering brain damage. So if there was a defibrillator on each floor, we know that people have to go to courthouses. It's a very stressful place for people to have to go to. They're fighting for their livelihoods sometimes, for their freedom sometimes, and for their children. And it just is so important that there be easily accessible defibrillators located on each floor.
It seems like kind of a no-brainer, right? I mean, to have these kinds of life-saving machines in such a public forum. What are the steps now that need to be taken to address this problem and to get these installed?
So the New Jersey State Bar Association has drafted a letter to the county administrators, and Jeralyn can speak more to that issue if you would like, Jeralyn.
Sure, thank you, Amy, and thank you for having us. We drafted letters to all the county administrators as well as each and every county bar president, and the response that we've received in return has been overwhelmingly positive and favorable to implement this initiative. So we're asking that a defibrillator be placed on every floor, that there be signage so everybody understands where it is, and an opportunity for everybody to be trained, for the court personnel to be trained. So our responses have been overwhelmingly positive, and we're hoping to see change.
Jeralyn, what, I guess in terms of finances, you mentioned training. I mean, what is required of the counties basically to make this happen? What do they need to have in place besides the defibrillators themselves? You know, what sort of financing and things like that are they going to need to put towards something like this?
They haven't given us a number, but that's why we involve them, because this is going to take a financial commitment by them. So that's what they're looking into right now, how much it would cost to install them and make them available. I don't have a definite number for you. No one has provided that to us, but they have assured us that they're looking into it, that it's a priority, and our county bars are also leaning heavily on them as well to try to effectuate this change.
It's great that
Yeah.
that you've gotten a good response from all the counties. And again, like Christina says, it does. I mean, it just seems like such a logical
Right.
thing to do.
Well, to quote an Emmy award-winning journalist we spent some time with this morning, teamwork matters, and that's what's really important to the New Jersey State Bar Association. Amy sits on our board, and when this tragedy befell upon her family and she spoke to us about it, the State Bar Association was proud to be able to rally behind her and enlist the help of counties and county administrators to try to rally this cause to get these defibrillators in every courthouse on every floor. So it takes a village, as we know, to effectuate change. Amy has certainly been the leader of that and trying to take this tragic event, turn it into an opportunity to make something positive happen out of something so very tragic.
Yeah.
In that journey, where are you right now currently today in that push to get these into these buildings?
I think it's slow and steady progress. We've heard from 11 of 21 counties, I believe, so far that have indicated that they will be moving in that direction, that they stand behind this cause, and they agree that defibrillators should be on every single floor. So we're going to continue to push and continue to fight this fight until we have all 21 counties on board, or at least we'll continue the conversations with those counties that haven't responded to figure out why and see how we can help.
And how can the community help? How can people find out more information and help with the issue?
If they keep talking to members of the legislature, of their local community, their county administrator, anybody in their local municipality politics, and let them know that this is important. This is the leading cause of death in the United States. So it's something to be taken seriously. Amy, I don't want to overstep. I don't know if you have any other thoughts.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's absolutely right. And, my situation, I had talked to my husband earlier in the day. I was with my 3-year-old daughter at a park. He was fine. He was having a good day. And then suddenly this occurred. The doctors advised that, in some instances, people walk away after having the treatment with the defibrillator. In this instance, unfortunately, that didn't happen. And I hope, and New Jersey State Bar hopes, and I appreciate your efforts here in trying to change things so that it saves lives.